Hey everyone, just got back from work and look what I have. New packages. Let's go open them up. Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. This is a big day for me because one of my favorite systems of all time is the Dreamcast, maybe my favorite of all time. So I went today to my local game shop, Game Dude, had to get this game. This is a game I've wanted for a long time, and it's really because of the reviews I've seen and how it's become such like a cult following for it. And I was expecting it to be really expensive when I first started looking into it, but it's really not that bad. And I would say this, I did have the Dreamcast when it came out on $99.99 back in the day, and I did not get this game. And I'm pretty sure I didn't want this game. It just didn't appeal to me at the time, but now I'm excited that I have it. So, without further ado, here it is, Armada. Now this is a really cool game. I haven't played it yet, but from what I understand, this was supposed to be an online game, and I think they had some issues with it. Don't quote me on this, but I think they had some issues with it in development, and then they ended up doing just a 4-player game that you could do 4 ships on screen at the same time. And because Dreamcast has its VMUs, everybody could bring their own VMU over with their ship on it, and they could log it in or plug it in and it would be their ship. So at least they had that. That was cool. So at any rate, this actually only cost me $17. I thought I would spend a lot more than that, but $17 for this. It is complete. It has the Metro 3D, the maker, has their little registration card in there. Here's the Armada disc. Looks like it's in good shape. And of course the pamphlet, the instruction booklet, black and white. But it's in really good shape. It actually looks new. And I believe this came out, it was supposed to be a launch title, but it actually came out on Thanksgiving of 1999. So, you know, happy Thanksgiving. So without further ado, let's go play it. So right off the bat, you're given this awesome kick-ass cinematic explaining what the game is about. Now, I guess I'll just give you the bullet points because you don't want to listen to the entire thing, but it is pretty freaking awesome. So here's the cliff notes. Earth has been destroyed by the Armada. The bad guys are the Armada. You are not a part of the Armada. So anyway, so these giant space aliens who we have no idea where they came from or who they are, they have come to Earth and they have destroyed it, and we have fled into space, desperately trying to survive. Now fast forward eons of years, and the humans have split into 6 distinct groups. And we try to maintain this alliance against the Armada.
But we kept things together. The Great Alliance is proof of that. Who would have thought that all of us could work together, united against a common foe?
So the allied races are Terran, Nomad, Eldred, Scarab, Draken, and Vorgan. And you get to pick your ship, which is also very cool. And one of the key features on this, obviously you want to save it. You want to use your VMU unit to save your game. But you can create a profile so that it saves all of your information on it. You know, as far as game time, how many minutes you've played, how many Armada you've destroyed, and how many missions you've completed. So it keeps all the stats. And this also helps, obviously, when you have your friends come over with their VMUs, with their ships on it, and their stats. So you can kind of compare. So you start on your home planet, and you'll see right away that you need to defend against the Armada. And it's just to kind of give you a taste of what's to come. But these things are, while these are pretty easy to kill, they're not that easy to kill down the road. and they just keep getting bigger and bigger and stronger and stronger. Now the key here is to pick up what's basically money. So once you destroy an Armada ship, you can pick up, again, essentially it's money. So every ship you destroy nets you a modicum of experience.
Well done.
And that experience can be traded in at any of the bases that you find on your maps. So once you see a star base, all you have to do is use the directional pad to pull down on the directional pad. And you'll go into the base, and you have options to choose from, such as updating your missiles, shields, whatever. And the more elaborate the modification is, the more money it's going to cost you. Now, this is essentially what I would describe as an RPG, like an asteroids RPG, and I have actually seen it, strangely enough, described that way. But the graphics are fantastic, the control is very good, and I love the sound effects. The sound effects are incredible on this game. And quite a bit you're tasked, if you would like, to protect certain ships from getting from point A to point B. So you want to protect them so that they can get to their destination. These are obviously the good guys you're protecting. So these come up quite a bit, and the more you protect, the more credits you get, and like I said, it's almost a never-ending game. I'm not even sure this game ends. What I like in the graphics is that there's this kind of like filmy cloud coverage in space that makes it feel like almost ultra realistic to me. Like if they didn't have it, it wouldn't be as cool. So I kind of like that, and it's got this 3D effect to it. And if you do start running out of armor, or your armor starts getting really low, you can just find a big X on your radar, go destroy it. They look like these giant squid things, but they replenish your armor. And the beauty of this is that you really can never die. If you run out of ships, you do end up going back to your home planet, and then you just kind of got to start over. But I will say this also, you should have a pen and paper handy, because as you can see, there is an X-axis and a Y-axis. Those are coordinates for certain things. So you want to keep track of where certain bases are, where certain planets are, who they are, because some of these planets belong to the bad guy. Going to these planets can be a very, very bad idea, especially if you don't have the capabilities to destroy a whole lot of ships, such as early on in the game. You can maybe try that later. But it is important to know where to go and what is there when you reach your destination.
Armor repaired.
And I really can't get over how awesome the sound effects on this are.
Armor repaired.
But it is quite fun, and it is quite addicting. You can blink, look up at the clock, and realize that it's 5 hours later. But I'm happy I have it now. I'm actually going to be playing the hell out of it. And we'll see. Maybe there is an ending. I don't know. So as I mentioned before, Armada did not get a lot of fanfare, at least when I had the system. This was not on my radar. And I'm really upset that I didn't have this on my radar, because this is an excellent game. With the multiplayer function, you can play up to 4 players at the same time. It certainly makes it a lot more fun. And of course you want to, punch people too. So that's what makes a great game. And there were a lot of good games on the Dreamcast, but this one is certainly towards the top in my opinion. So if you're collecting for Dreamcast, I would definitely recommend Armada. So I'm gonna get back in the game, so you guys can go ahead and take off. Be sure to come back next week, but hopefully by next week I'll have gotten quite a ways on this, so I'll see you next time.